This is the Rat Reso. I built this guitar from a pile of junk, and it started with the body from an old Walt Disney's Camp Rock guitar. These guitars were made by, I think they were made by Washburn in China for Walt Disney, and they sold a whole bunch of them probably around 10 years ago, 8-10 years ago. And so I took the body, I had the leftover body, I had a junk neck, put the neck on the body, figured out where the bridge would be, because the original guitar had a short scale neck, and this neck here is for a 25.5 inch scale. So I had to put the neck on, figure out where the bridge was going to be. I marked it on the body. Then I routed out the body. And I routed it out and I put in a CB Giddy Hubcap Resonator cone. It has a dobro tone to it. And I used a Forstner bit to really chunk out most of the wood from the body. Then I used my Dremel motor tool to get the perfect circle, and then I inserted the cone in there. So you have this cone in here, and being that it's 6 strings and CB Giddy doesn't make a 6-string bridge, I used a big chunk of corian that's used for kitchen countertops. I was given a leftover piece from Mike Orr about 10 years ago. He got it from a cabinet maker. They were throwing it out. This corian is sort of like bone. It has the consistency, the playability of bone, and it's easy to just sand and shape on my my sander. So I just kind of crafted my own bridge. The bridge sets right on the inside of the cone, right there, and sets perfectly down in. Now later I added this this handle here as a bridge cover, but the bridge itself is just in there sitting on the hubcap. Alright, here's where I either come up with something really cool or I destroy this whole guitar. I've got these handles. I bought a bunch of these at Lowe's because I thought they looked cool. I'm wondering what if I put the handle, I'm going to have to drill a hole through the corian, through the hubcap, and through the guitar, the whole way down. Just stick this on here. Yeah, you get the idea. Which acts as a palm cover, which when it's said and done has a really cool look to it. So let's see if I screw this guitar up. Stay tuned. I put in one of CB Giddy's Juke Shack pickups. These are a mini humbucker, but they're very thin. So I could just set it in there. And there's a tab right here that this pickup was originally made for jazz guitars. Well, I just put screws from that tab into the wood of the guitar. I added this faceplate to it. This faceplate is an old tin ceiling tile, and Ben Baker actually gave it to me. He had it in his scrap, so I love the look of it. I cut it to fit the guitar, and that was my faceplate. it covered up the stupid Camp Rock graphics. Well, after putting the faceplate on and using all these industrial screws, I had sharp edges. So I took an old belt and I just used the belt to line the edges of the guitar. It really brought out, it made it such a great finish to it. I'm really happy with it. So an old belt went around the sides. I crafted my own little jack plate because I didn't have any. So I took an old piece of pick guard and just made a quick little jack plate there. Let me see, on the headstock I put an old logo from the York, I think it's the York Air Conditioner Company. And since I'm living in York, Pennsylvania, I put that there, I signed it. And it's just a really cool guitar. Right now I have light strings on there. I need to change that. I need to have heavier strings so it has more of a beefy tone, more of a dobro tone. But I'm pretty happy with it. The only thing that's wrong with it right now is I screwed up the wiring. So the pickup itself is just wired directly to the jack. Eventually I will fix the wiring on that, but I wanted to make a demo, so there we go. Let me see. Other Giddy parts. I needed tuners, so I used CB Giddy's Keystone Tuners. I bought neck screws, the big screws to connect a body to a neck. I bought those from Giddy. He has those for sale. The Giddy tuner button, or the strap buttons, knobs. I have a whole bin full of old knobs, so I just picked two from there. The tailpiece here was off an old acoustic I had that broke, and the tailpiece was actually longer, so I just cut it and I rebent it and used an old acoustic tailpiece. So that's how I made it. And you can use one of these hubcaps on your own electric guitar build. Just take a junk body, route it out, put the hubcap in there, and like I said, I spent a lot of time making sure where the bridge should be. 25.5-inch scale from the nut to right here, and I nailed it. I got this intonation. I got it. I nailed that intonation. This took me about 4 days to put together in my spare time. It was a lot of fun, and just another idea for you guys if you're looking for a new project. You don't need the metal faceplate, but I like adding weird stuff to mine. So there it is. There is the Reso Rat Resonator, electric resonator. I even used my Dremel to sign the back of it right there and date it. Thanks Giddy for some great parts. These hubcaps are great. I now have proved you can use them in a 6-string guitar. You just got to take the bridge the whole way across. There you go. Happy building. Have fun.